The Niners have lost 2 straight, and Blaine Gabbert has struggled in those games, prompting questions about whether Chip Kelly will make the change to back up Colin Kaepernick. But Kelly isn't going to make a change at quarterback right now, in part because he doesn't think Cap is healthy enough to handle the job. Quote, he's capable to be the backup, but I don't think he's ready to go full-time. He's continuing to work on it. He had a serious layoff in terms of being able to medical rehab. To get the full Cap for what you need, the potential of what he has, he needs to continue to just work on the physical aspect of things. Are you buying Chip's explanation?
I'm buying it right now, maybe one more week, because the problem is very glaring. Blaine Gabbert is not getting the job done. When you look at the numbers, I mean, he's last in yards per attempt, 27th in passing yards, completion percentage, 31st out of 32 quarterbacks. So he's clearly not getting the job done. And I can understand if you're Chip Kelly saying, I want to give him a chance to get fully healthy so now we can insert him and go with him for the rest of the season. If it lasts past another week and they lose, now it's in that situation where now you don't want to play him because of the possibility of inciting a bigger issue now that he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. So I think right now I'll give him one more week, but with the way Blaine Gabbert is playing, you have to put in the backup quarterback. It doesn't matter who it is. If it wasn't Kaepernick, you'd still have to put in your backup quarterback because your starting quarterback is not getting the job done. So it's just a matter of time. All you got is one more week before we've got to call you to the carpet and say, why are you not playing Colin Kaepernick?
Under normal circumstances with a normal coach, I agree with you. This is Chip Kelly. He's stubborn. I give it 2 or 3 weeks, and I think Colin Kaepernick will be the starting quarterback within 2 or 3 weeks. Let's not forget, him not starting predates the anthem stance, right? Him not starting, they were talking about and it was also, he kind of lost the locker room, it seems to me, when he wants a trade, even though they bring in a coach that seems perfect for him, right? So now he's got to win back the locker room, which I think the anthem stance has rallied some of the troops at least around him, which could be good. Also, dead arm to me sounds like injury, but sounds like a shoulder or labrum, something. It sounds like an injury. But let's not forget, he's already been on the field for a snap, at least against the Rams, right, in that shutout. Kaepernick has been on the field for the Niners this season, and Gabbert's no good, and Kaepernick's probably already better. But if Chip Kelly looks at him and goes, no, he can be the franchise quarterback, he wants to make sure all systems are go before he's on the field. Chip Kelly has come out and said he supported Kaepernick and even argued with a reporter about his anthem stance. He has to know who he studied him in Nevada, like, you know, because he was running that kind of offense. He's got to believe eventually Kaepernick's the answer. 2 to 3 weeks, he's the starter. He'll end the season that way, barring injury.
Nice of you to change the narrative, and I appreciate that because we've discussed this in the past, and I'm not refuting anything either of you are saying as it pertains to what Kaepernick has been through and how he'll eventually be forced to be put into the starting lineup. My position, however, is that don't tell me that his stance on the national anthem has nothing to do with him sitting down. And I'm not saying that Chip Kelly is against him in any way. I'm saying I don't trust Chip Kelly to some degree because of what happened in Philadelphia. I'm also saying that when you are preoccupied with something other than football, that usually provides a head coach of Chip Kelly's control freak nature as an incentive not to put you in that position. And even though you got to think about the team, you got to think about the fan base, you got to think about rallying the folks to support your product, you got to think about the business side and what kind of influence Ned York and others and Trent Baalke and them have had upon you. I am not in any way saying that Colin Kaepernick won't be starting. I am not in any way avoiding or acting oblivious to the fact that he had alienated the locker room, that he had wanted to be traded, the dead arm issue that Kellerman brought up and all of this other stuff. At the end of the day, this is Chip Kelly we're talking about. This is Trent Baalke we're talking about, who ran away a head coach that didn't agree with him. This is Ned York and this dysfunctional franchise that we're talking about here. Don't tell me that Colin Kaepernick's, albeit, you know, in some people's eyes, courageous and admirable position, while in others is obviously not the case, so that makes it a divisive issue. Don't tell me that Colin Kaepernick's stance on the national anthem had absolutely, positively nothing to do
exactly what I'm telling
with
you.
Him sitting down right now.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Because Blaine Gabbert, as my man Chris Carter always said, Blaine Gabbert stinks. And I'm sorry, I don't think that you're allowed to stink I was at 2 weeks because they did win 28-0 on opening night against the Los Angeles Rams. But don't tell me that you can stink and still Colin Kaepernick, who took this team to the Super Bowl 3-4 years ago, that has nothing to do with him sitting down. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. It's just a belief, but that's all. I don't believe it.
I'll say this. A team is 1-2, okay? They still believe they have a chance to go to the playoffs. 1-3 becomes that much harder for you to get from up under. But it's still possible. You know, 1-4, you're pretty much done. So I think this is the pivotal week for them from a football standpoint. And I think this week tells the story. Now, you can
think
argue.
They're going to the playoffs?
No. I'm saying you have to believe that. As a coach, you got to think that you can.
You played on some winning teams, man. It's not every team.
I'm not saying they have the team to do it. But as a coach, he's saying the quarterback can change our fortunes. We've got a decent defense. If our offense can give us anything, we'll have a chance.
Well, what I'm saying, Bus, is that they can do that as long as they come on at some point this season. Chip is set up going forward.
But here's the point that, no, they're not, because you got to think Colin Kaepernick is at the end of a contract. So now he's got to show management that Colin Kaepernick deserves a contract throughout all this issue. So now what he has to do is make sure all of those issues are gone. How they go away is the need to have to put Colin Kaepernick in. If you put him in too early, now management is saying, hey, what'd you do? If you wait until, hey, guys, I need him in order for us to go further, then they have to relent and say, okay.
I want to respond to that.
From a Chip Kelly standpoint, it saves him from management, like you said, and now it's only a football decision and not a social.
I want to respond to that. They're not going to the playoffs. I mean, let's disabuse anyone of that notion.
I'm not saying
what I'm saying is, from Chip Kelly's point of view, all he needs is for Kaepernick to come and go 4-4 in the second half of the season. If he does that, not only are they good, could they keep Kaepernick at a discount, because I do agree his anthem stance has probably devalued him on the open market, but to the Niners and Chip Kelly, extreme value over the second half of the season. If they can even go 500, they have something. It saves Chip Kelly's job, and everything's okay.
If you're going to give Kaepernick $75 million, say it's a discount, he's got to get that team close to going to the playoffs. You can't justify giving him $75, $80 million and they don't perform very well. You just can't do it.
Keeping folks on their toes. Thank you so much for being with us. We will see you again soon. Good
What's up, man?
As always.
What's up, man? See you walking around the building here. You look like the bus. Man.
You know what? I do have to say one thing. You know, I've been following both of you guys and Max. You've come on and made a great impression. But you have made one big mistake.
Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham?
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, come on.
One big mistake. Hold on. Now, I'm gonna explain to you, because obviously you don't know the history of running backs like I do.
Right.
Okay. There is a hierarchy of running backs. It is not the age. A lot of people think 30 years old is the number. It's the attempts, the carries. That determines where you are. Now, your great running backs, 3,000 carry running backs. Your really good running backs, they average between 25 and 2,800. Sure.
He's at 24.
And your good is that you get 2,000 carries. He is a 3,000 carry running back, which tells me 2 years. He's got two highly productive years left in you. I heard you say the 2 years that he was injured, that will bring him up to that 3,000 carries.
Here's the problem.
Okay?
Here's the
problem.
So
the fact that you're thinking that he's over the hill, no.
Number of carries is a very good point. I would expect nothing less from you.
Also, you have to factor in one other thing.
Just keep in mind, y'all using up y'all time to talk about Kaepernick. Hurry up.
One last thing.
All right.
Declining numbers is what you talked about. When you have a quarterback that is a young quarterback, unfortunately, you're going to have declining numbers because the defenses are going to try to shut you down because you don't have the ability to throw the ball deep. Okay. So that's...
I appreciate that from a great, from a Super Bowl champion
Hall of Famer,
who played the position Saying that, of course, and you're absolutely right about the number of carries. Here's the problem.
I got the
Here's the problem. Adrian Peterson is coming off.
Just to show.
Adrian Peterson, who is in the argument for greatest ever. I mean, he's in that conversation. I get it. And he's a superhuman freak. I mean, he came back from an ACL, and now other guys think they can do it too.
Take your time. Take your time.
However,
I like seeing
he's now had 2 catastrophic injuries he's coming back from. He did not play with a young quarterback. Most recently, it was Sam Bradford who came in, and still he was averaging fewer yards per attempt. And he was getting the ball a lot.
In 2 games!
By the way, than anyone else on the team. So, well, this is not definitive, but my prediction was this would be his last.
You're still pretty damn definitive when it comes to Adrian Peterson, Max Kellerman.
I'm telling you this.
It's 2 games.
At the age of 30, at the age of 32, he ain't going to be elite anymore at the age of 32.
2 games for AP.
But you keep hinging on age.
Age has something to do with it, including injury.
It's not the major factor.
But it's including injury.
But he's proven that his catastrophic injuries is not the same as other players.
We'll see what it looks like by the end of the year.
Let me help you out. Did you know that that's not the only person that Max Kellerman has said these things about? Did you know that Max Kellerman also said that in 18 months, Tom Brady would be done?
It's good.
Done.
Less than that now. Less than that now. Done. Tom Brady. This guy. Let me tell you something.
This guy.
I told everyone at the time they gave Kobe Bryant the contract extension.
Oh, that don't count. That don't count.
That don't count. What do you hate his hat on Kobe?
Hold on.
I got one right. I got one right.
Derek Jeter is 2, and Peyton Manning was another. I told everyone at the time. Peyton Manning is gone. He's never coming back. You have seen the end of him.
Did you say it before he threw the 55 touchdowns?
I said it.
Did you say it before he threw
after the injury on the 39 touchdown season when I saw him fall off the cliff.
Okay,
and then he went up to 55.
No.
But not before
55, then 39. Remember, Luck led to
39, and
Here's
then
what I'm saying about Tom Brady. In the
ahead.
history of humanity, in the history of the known universe,
no
quarterback has ever performed at an elite level after the age of 40 in about 6 months. No one's done it at the age of 41. That's what Tom Brady will be at the end of next season, and I'm saying Tom Brady will not be the first.
Tom Brady's falling off the cliff. That's what he said.
Get the sound effect from Max.
I haven't seen that cliff yet.
Show him.
I need to see that clip.
That's why it's a cliff. That's why it's a cliff. You don't see it coming. It's not gradual. It's sudden.
I'm just telling you. This is who this guy. This is what I thought that I was done dealing with this kind of stuff. I really did. And then all of a sudden this guy comes along. Adrian Peterson is
that one hurt me. That one hurt me.
This was the best part of my day. You coming in hot.
I could not let that go.
You had the numbers.
I heard the same thing.
Wait a minute.
I heard the same thing about Peyton.
Here's where his argument. I'm gonna help him out just for a second.
Yeah.
The Adrian Peterson, hold on. The Adrian Peterson, take it when you can get it, brother. Take it when you get it. Adrian Peterson, injured. Derek Jeter got hurt. Peyton Manning, the 4 neck surgeries, got hurt. Nothing has happened to Tom Brady
at all.
And this dude, like, 18 months. I mean, he didn't sit there and go like this. About 3 or 4 years.
Yes, he put a number on it.
He put a number on it.
16 months now. The clock's ticking.
16 months. Tom Brady is done. Yeah. I mean,
you know who else?
What?
You know who else?
What?
Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Joe Montana. Just name a quarterback. Name whoever you want. No one has ever done it in the history of football. Period.
So Max is of the mindset. Max brings up humanity.
Yes.
He also
the history
has
of the known universe.
History. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Humanity. History of the known universe. His vocabulary is very extensive, by the way. It's very, very impressive, right? I mean, this Ivy grad. I mean, all of this other stuff. All of this stuff going on, right? So he does all of this, man. He does all of this.
Checks all the boxes.
And he checks all the boxes, you know? And then all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere and he's like this. There's no exception. So in other words, in Max's world, even with the extensive vocabulary, the word exception is obliterated from the dictionary of the thesaurus. It's not applicable.
Let me just say this. Father Time is undefeated with 1 draw against Bernard Hopkins. But otherwise, he has won every single battle.
So there's 1 draw.
1 draw. Bernard Hopkins.
By the way, had he not fought Kovalev, it might still he might be winning. He might be winning. He might be winning.
If you can bet on the exception, I'm telling you, it's 1,000,000 to 1 odds. So go ahead, take the 1,000,000 to 1.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, Adrian Peterson. I'm looking forward to telling you. You were clearly.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Let's go to break.
I hope I am wrong.
I'm sorry.
That was so good.